Okay, so let me share my screen. Is my screen visible, Sharon?
Yes, it is. You are presenting. That's what you get. I'm
Yes.
seeing right now.
Okay, great, great.
Did you get my the
Uh,
assignment back?
yes, yes. See,
Oh,
I just received your assignment, and the only thing that you missed that earlier or previous day we also looked into a monitoring tool that is called as WhatsApp Gold. Okay, so that
oh,
was
that
the
one I missed it. Yeah,
yes, yeah. So that was the only
that
thing
one I.
you missed, but really the quiz that you gave the quiz was good. Okay, and all the answers were correct except one, so it's fine.
Yep.
So I think we are on the good track. Okay,
Okay.
so and proceeding with the types of monitoring that we do have. Okay, so actually when we do the monitoring, let me swap the thing. Okay. So, what are the types of monitoring that we do have? That is the infrastructure monitoring and the application monitoring. Why it's needed? Because in infrastructure we host multiple types of apps are there, right? Whether it's maybe uh, streaming application, maybe a website, maybe a running SAP application, maybe a database, maybe all other applications running inside an infrastructure which provides sufficient amount of resources. Maybe it's the compute resources, we can say, whether it's the CPU, whether it's the memory, whether it's the network, whether it's the required processes, so and all other OS services. So coming to this point, so we can categorize into multiple factors. Okay, so we can categorize it into multiple factors. That is, first one is the focus. So here in infrastructure monitoring, we monitor the health of the servers, networks, and infrastructure components, right? But in application monitoring, we monitor the health and performance of the applications and the services. And what are the monitors that we do generally monitor? It's the CPU, it's the memory, it's the disk, it's the network, it's the processes and the OS services. But in the application monitoring, we monitor the web application, APIs, databases, and user transactions. That is the difference between infra and app monitoring. What is the primary goal in this case? The primary goal is that ensure infrastructure is available and stable. And in application monitoring, there is a concept called uh, ensure the applications are working for end users, means there should not be any downtime for this application. It should be continuously running so that the service can be provided to all the end users. So what is the answers that it solves? In infra, we say that is the server healthy, and in the application monitoring we say that is the application working. Just for an example, CPU usage is 85%. If the CPU usage is 85%, might be some of the processes or might be the internal database or one of the certain scenarios may not be working well, that causes a spike in CPU usage. So it's a duty of an engineer or an L2 engineer in that particular IT company to investigate, to check why the CPU usage is taking 85%. Is there any kind of error message that are constantly generating? Why is the load is getting high or spiking high? What is the load for for 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute that we generally called as load average. What is the status of the disk? Is it healthy? Is the read write operations are working well? What is the amount of open files that are open in current scenario? What are the processes that are taking maximum CPU utilization? Do we need to kill that application? So we need to check all those things while troubleshooting CPU usage. But in application monitoring, we need to check that why this logging page response is 500 or the error. Why this page is taking maybe some milliseconds to load. We can check whether it can depend on the infrastructure, because is the network fluctuating? Is the network not stable? That also is there. What is the business impact? This is the main thing, because in many companies they or the leadership team often asks what is the business impact. So it can may affect one or more applications, or in application we say directly affect users and business operations. So what are the metrics available in monitoring? CPU percentage, memory percentage, disk percentage, load average, and network throughput. And here mainly general to response time, error rate, transaction success rate, API latency. Who uses it? System administrator, infrastructure engineer, and NOC team, that is a network operations center teams. And in application monitoring, the developers, DevOps engineer, SREs, the site reliability engineers, application support teams. For tools, we do have certain types of tools that are called Nagios, Zappix, PRTG, and SolarWinds. For network monitoring, the SolarWind is also a good tool to recommend. And in application monitoring, we do have Nagios, do have Dynatrace, we have App Dynamics, New Relic, and Datadog. Alert example: disk usage on server 01 reached 95%, and here a similar example that user login API is returning HTTP 500 error. User experience visibility indirect, and here it's a direct. Can infrastructure be healthy while problem exists? So it's an NA. But in application monitoring, yes, server can be healthy while the application is failing. Maybe some code error is there or that need to be debugged. So this is the thing here. And can application fail due to infrastructure more issues? Yes, obviously. If there is an infrastructure issue, if there is a network issue, if there is certain kind of set limiting the application to run through its full potential, so yes. And in application monitoring, yes, often a consequence of infrastructure failures. So yes, in this slide we learned about types of monitoring and what is their focus area and what is the monitors involved for the same, because it's very important to know the types of monitoring. Okay, so here it is. Now let us move to the next slide. So as I say that infra versus app monitoring. So here it basically questions like, can the system run and can the user use it? So often the business leadership team for an application, they often want to know that if there is an single user impact or multiple user impact. If it is a multiple user impact, then it result into a major incident. And if it's a major incident, then what would happen? A lot of engineers from different department, whether it's from infra, from app, from database, all the engineers will join one bridge and they will troubleshoot in that one session. Okay, so here, so in infra we do monitors. These are the monitors: CPU, memory, disk, and network. And here, login function, checkout process, API response, user experience. Okay, so might be due to API response you just get an error message, something, a pop-up came such as with an dialog that this request cannot be processed. Okay, so first looking on this situation, it might look that application might be the issue, but in the backend some other things are happening, such as maybe this due to network issues or some kind of policies that are happened in the firewall, this rule is not getting triggered. This can happen. So yes, so while examining a server where an application is hosted, we need to check all the folds, all the infrastructure, all the applications, that we also need to keep in mind here. Here just are tools that I have generally consolidated, that server monitoring, its CPU, memory, disk and health. It's generally the Prometheus and Grafana, so Prometheus and Nagios. Network monitoring for bandwidth, latency and packet loss, Zabbix and SolarWinds. Application monitoring, we do have New Relic and Datadog. And cloud monitoring for VM, instance, storage and APIs, we do have AWS CloudWatch for Amazon and Azure Monitor for Azure services. And now these questions I have asked during our induction session, that what is the difference between monitoring and observability. So in monitoring, the purpose is to detect the known issue, and in observability, it's to investigate known and unknown issues, focus point, alert and health checks, and here in observability to understand system behavior. Questions to be answered, this is very important, that is something wrong, and it questions that why is it wrong, why it happened, why this issue happened. So data that are used to investigate, that is the some kind of metrics and status checks. Here we do look into metrics, logs, traces and events from event logs or event viewers that we do have generally. Approach. Approach is predefined dashboard and alerts that we do have in monitoring. In observability, we do have exploratory analysis. So exploratory analysis means to analyze the given situation by consolidating multiple dashboard and coming into a conclusion that why this issue happened. Outcome, problem detection, and observability is the root cause analysis. Example, CPU greater than 90%, and in observability we would also like to know finding which service caused high CPU and why it happened, so that it doesn't happen in the near future. So this is the very basic difference between monitoring and observability. In nowadays situation, every organization is moving from monitoring to observability, so that they can use some kind of predictions. Here we can also add predictions or AI ML algos to detect any error that might happen in the near future. So these kind of integrations are also happening here. So that's in monitoring versus observability. Okay, so Sharad, any question up to this point?
No, you told me differences between monitoring and observability.
Yes.
So yeah, no question right now. I'm just have to remember everything you just taught. You know. So,
Uh,
but I understood exactly what you're talking about. What are
okay.
you saying?
Okay. Okay. Sure. So now, before moving to this, we would also like to go to basic Linux administration, because, as you know, as I said previously, that learning Nagios is nothing about the tool, because Nagios Core is fully CLI based. It's not like a Nagios XI where they have configured some built-in applications or built-in features that would do the task in the backend. They just put a new front end, such an UI, such as they have something called as bulk addition tool where you can add multiple hosts, right? So coming to here, let me also show that what is the difference that I'm telling about and why do we need to learn basic Linux administration, and these are the key points that we are going to learn here. Okay, so let me we do have the basic thing. Okay, just a moment.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is the VM from previous days class that we have already fixed whatever the issue that is happening. So let me go to the address. Okay, so let me show you the difference between the Nagios Core and Nagios XI. We will also discuss in a more elaborate way in our next lectures as well. So here, as you can see, there is an option called as configuration wizards. Okay, if you go to configuration wizards, you will able to view there are multiple items that we can monitor. Okay, so yeah, what are the things that we can monitor here? We can monitor the Active Directory or Amazon EC2, Amazon S3, that is a simple storage solution from Amazon. We can monitor a digital ocean. We can monitor domain. We can check a domain expiration date as well. We can check email delivery. We can e-sensors or web sensor that we can also monitor from here. We can do a folder watch that monitor directories or files with a Perl driven regex that can query count, size, or age. We can monitor a particular folder as well. And there are multiple things or multiple small applications that are built in so that we can easily add an application. Suppose for the Linux server. Okay. For Linux server, we do have something called as NCPA. If someone asks you what is an NCPA, you will just need to answer that NCPA is Nagios cross-platform agent that is built in to monitor the performance or the parameters of an Linux server, or we do have an NCPA plugin also available for a Windows server as well. Here, as you can see that a monitor can be either monitored through SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, through NCPA, and through legacy, that is the NRP. We will also see how to establish NRP, how to connect it. So NRP is nothing, that is a Nagios remote plugin executor. You can also monitor an MS SQL database. You can monitor an MS SQL query. You can monitor and mail server. You can, these are the applications. See, these are everything you can monitor here from Nagios XI from this simple UI. For an example, if I go to VMware, it will ask that it appears that you have something that it needs particular plugins or dependency before you need to start this wizard. Suppose this is the thing. If you just click on next, it will ask you like what is the VM component that you want to monitor. So it will ask few question answer basis questions and you can monitor it. But in case of Nagios Core, there is no scope for this because in Nagios Core everything is CLI based. You need to go user local Nagios etc. And if I click ls, that is listing all the item, there is a folder called host. You need to click on host, and here you can see there is configuration file are created. So you need to write this configuration from very scratch. That is define host, host name localhost, use Linux server alias localhost. So and it uses a template in the backend. So use Linux server. What is the use? What is the Linux server? In the backend, it inherits a template called Linux server. In some cases, we see that Linux server also inherits one template such as called as generic template, a generic host, generic service. So that's why I'm saying that we also need to go in depth of the same. So as I can see from here, there should be a file called templates dot cfg. So as you can see from here, there is one template, right? cfg commands, contact groups, contacts, contact templates. See, host templates is there. So if I just do cat host templates, you can see these are the templates. And the register zero means it's not an active mode, but yes, this template can be inherited. So as you can see here, everything is there, right? XI wizard, Windows Server host, Windows SNMP host, and the check command. So in the backend, it will check what the command will check. It will check the ping command, check XI host ping. And if you go in depth to it, so I can also go to the check XI host ping. So let me open to the this configuration. If I go to configure and I go to core config manager, means the files, the cfg files are being managed here. And if I click on commands.cfg, that is the commands, and if I just search for check this one, let me search for this. Okay. So it's basically check xi host ping. So check xi host ping. It in the backend, what it does, it runs this command. Check icmp hyphen s is the host address. These are called macros. This is the warning argument, $arc1 and arc2. And this is the hyphen c is for the critical, that is arc3 and arc4, and how many packets do you want to send. So in case we are sending 5 packets, so this check icmp, and where this command is located, check icmp. Check icmp is located into the leap exact directory. So where is the leap exact directory? So if you go here and if you just search for like this, cd user local nagios and leap exact, and if I click on yes, so as you can see, these are all the commands. If you want to create any custom commands, we also need to put that command here, that is the leap exec directory. How to check that? By using pwd. That is the present working directory. You can see this is the particular directory where all the plugins are kept. So it's called as plugins because these are the small scripts that we can utilize to run a particular monitors, right? So yeah, so this is basically about the things that I'm discussing, that why there's a difference between Nagios X and Nagios Core. Nagios Core is purely CLI based, where we'll not get an interface to add multiple device using an UI. You just need to manage all those hosts from the CLI, because it's very too convenient to use Nagios code from the CLI. Is it good for you, Sharad? Tell me, please.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this. Like I said, I went through your YouTubes,
Yeah.
and so with that, it has helped me a lot. So I this one like um, I'm familiar with what you just said
Okay.
and how
Okay.
to get around to it, and what's the difference between core and XI. Core XI, like you said, I mean, core you have to write all the configuration file as you need it, or add the host to the configuration or command file or whatever it might be. That I'm not very good at it, but I understand. And XI it generates all the file, even though it uses these resources at the back end, but you just use a GUI from your end.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I understood completely what you
Okay.
just said.
Great. Great. Okay. So here we will also learn something from here. Okay. Let me open the Mobax stump, because it's very convenient to use from Mobax stump. Okay, so there is one thing that, because we will be going to install Nagios code in our next session, so that is why we are going to the Linux administration, and it's very basic. While we will going through the codes, we will also learn a few of the commands and few of the terminologies as well. But for starting, I would say something that is called the top command. So what does top command do? Top command shows us the load average. So load average for, it's for 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minutes, and which processes is taking the multiple CPU utilization. As you can see, it's getting generated as a real-time basis, but sometimes it's showing that MySQL daemon is taking 60.4% CPU usage, memory percentage is 4.4. So this way, we need to check which processes is taking, or which command is taking a higher spike in CPU utilization or memory percentage. Okay, so that you can see it from here. Now there is another command called top hyphen bn1. Okay, so it will just give you the result for one entry or 1 second entry, you can say. So as you can see, this is the load average. 2.17 is the 1 minute load, 1.92 is a 5 minute, and 15 minute. So there are two running processes. The total task is 164 total. Two are in running state, 162 in sleeping mode, and there are no zombie processes. Okay, and these are the things that it's being showing. It's called the memory details are showing as well. So how to get the memory thing? There is a command called free hyphen g. I want to see it in gigabits, and in h is a human readable mode. So as you can see, 2.8 gigabyte is a memory that we have currently allocated, and swap memory is 2 GB, and the free is 2 GB is completely free as of now. So coming to swap memory is nothing. We generally position a amount of space from hard drive and allocated it as swap, so that in case when multiple processes are happening, or when there are multiple transactions are rather happening, it takes utilization of that swap memory, so that a load can be bit reduced, or the transactions can be in proper shape. So this is the command to check the memory, free hyphen gh. You can also write free hyphen mh to get in megabytes also. So as you can see, so there is, this command is also there, free hyphen mh. And what are the commands for checking the disk size, disk utilization? You can just go df hyphen hpt. It will show you that uh, the the root version. So as you can see, it's only root for is taking 8% utilization. This is the dev sda1, that is all the blocks that we do have in our hard drive. This is an extended file system, this is a temporary file system that are created, and all the user run level that we do have. Okay, now there is another tool that we often use, that is called as htop. Okay, so I hope so htop, I think it's not installed. Let me check. rpm hyphen qa grep htop. So it will search all the rpm packages that to check whether this rpm is installed or not. No, rpm this htop package is not installed. So what I will do, I will do yum install htop hyphen y.
So what is that htop package do?
Okay, so what does htop package does? It gives you a better utilization of the same top command is there. It's wrapped under the top command. You will check what are the CPU utilization is there, what is the memory utilization is there. So you will able to get a good overview of the same. Okay, so currently I am getting this error. So you might have question that why you are getting this HTTP error 404 error. So because in my VM, whatever the CentOS version is there, it's pretty old. Okay, so that's why I'm getting this error. But the same command, if you type, if you have a uh, Okay, so we're getting right. So it's installing htop. Okay, so htop package has been got. So it's currently installed htop. Now I will write htop. See, this visualization is there. So here see task 79, load average is 4.1 to 2.14, and this is the complete command that is given here. And if you want to kill any process, you can just kill it from F9. So there are multiple terms are there. You also need to remember this is a process ID, this is the user, this is the priority, this is the nice value, this is the virtual value, this is the residual value, this is the SHR value, this is the CPU percentage, this is the memory percentage, and this is time plus the time is running, this command is running, something like that. And this is the command value we do have. Okay, so as you can see, the complete command line is showing here. We can also able to view it from here, but yes. So here you can able to view about this. This graph is there, so it is very interactive. That sometimes the is reaching 100%. Sometimes this two is reaching 1.5%. This is the memory value, and this is the swap value that we do have. And if you want to quit it, you can just press Q, and this htop utility will be quit.
So
And yeah,
stop is like what we have on the window is task task manager,
yeah,
right?
currently task manager, yes. So we do have top command. Basically all the system comes with top command, but yes, htop is a we can say wrapper for the top command. It provides every detail in a good overview with some kind of visual thing, or the bar graphs and everything it shows. So we can say that way as well. Okay, so this is the htop. So you can install htop and to view everything. Okay, so now let me open. Now the thing is that you know, right, how to add users. So for adding a user, we always use a user add command, such as user add maybe your name, right? Sharath. So this way we can add an user add Sharath, and you can also mention a group. Okay. So there are multiple groups are there. Sometimes we call it as a primary group. This is a primary group, and this is a secondary group. Okay. So what we will do here, I am just adding with hyphen c is for comment, that is adding user for training purpose. Something command you can add here. So it's been added, right? It's been added. Now where to find this user? I can just write cat etc. This is the where, and I can grab your name. See here, it's a name, that is your name, adding user for training purpose, and this is a home directory, home Sharath, and you have been assigned with a bin bash. Meant you have been assigned one shell. Bash shell has been, or the Bourne shell has been assigned to this particular user. The user can be assigned multiple shells such as corn shell and other shells that are available, that can be also be assigned. Okay. Now what I can
Can I get a quick 1 minute break, real quick?
yeah, yeah, sure, 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 sure.
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. So there is nothing much left for here. Okay. So as I was saying that this user has been created, and you have been assigned the bin bash as well. Now someone asked that, okay, please add me to the admin groups. Okay, in Red Hat Enterprise Linux system, we do have some group called as will. So how to add into this will group? So this is a supplementary group where you can have this admin kind of accesses. Okay. And so let's see. So here what I will do, I will, as the user is already added, so I will just use the user mod command. So user mod hyphen append the group will to you, to Sharad, and I can get this. Now if I again go here, or even what I can do, I can do id share. So as you can see, so here is the 10, so the wheel group is the 10 one. This is the, as you know, when Linux system creates, it also create a group with along with your name. So this 1002 is your name, and this is the UID. This 1001 is UID. This is a group ID is 1002. This is the groups that you have been assigned, that is a 10 and 2 and 10. Now to how to assign password to you, so you just need to write this command, and it will ask. So I have created a user based on your name. So this way we have learned about the user command, the password, and if I want to create any group, then I can use the group add command, maybe testing. This way we can create a group called testing. I can do like I can do something like groups. This groups is root, so I can just groups Sharad. It will show me that you are in Sharad and wheel group. That we can do here, or otherwise what I can do here, what I can do here. So what I can do, I can do cat etc and groups. So as you can see, there is a group that has been created called testing, and it has been assigned 1003 is the group ID. So how can I know? So I can just do ID and testing. Let's see. So there is no such user, but yes, we do have a group called testing, group testing, or maybe groups. Or we can do something like this, etc groups grep testing. So as you can see that we have located this testing group. This way you can create a group from here. So here we have discussed about the user add, password and group add as well. We have discussed top and htop. Now let us see about the PS. So PS is all about the processes we do have. So how to know that? You can just write PS hyphen EF, and if I look for a particular process such as Nagios, I can just write grep Nagios. So you can see all the processes related to Nagios, right? So as you can see here that what are the commands that are getting run in the backend, such as the cron jobs, or what are the worker modules that is getting run in the backend. This is called Nagios query handler. This is under RW, this is read and write, this is under variable. So you can also able to check all this. This is the performance data processor.php. This is the command subsystem.php. So these are all the Nagios processes that are getting ran in the backend. Okay, so if someone asks that to please give me the logs of the Nagios, so how you will be able to provide that log? So you just need to write tell. So if you want the 50 logs, so I can just write here, then I can go to user local Nagios, then var is the variable, then I can do nagios.log. So as you can see, these are the logs that are getting generated. Right. So these are the commands that we generally use. So, and if you want to create any process, suppose there is a command called yes, which enhances the load average. There is a command called yes, and if I pass it to dev and null, so dev null, so it will continuously run. So what I will do, I will give an ampersand sign here so that it can run in the backend. So as you can see there, it's a process created with this process ID or the job ID. So what I will do, I can write ps-aux also and grep this process. So as you can see, this process is running 27983 with yes. Now how to kill this process? To kill this process, you can just write kill, or maybe you can, for force killing we can use -9 and I can give the process ID, that is 27983. And if I just run the same command again, you will see that this process has been killed. See, this process has been killed. That we are passing yes command to dev and null, means it is passing to over a null pipeline. We can able to say that. And more or less this is for change the ownership, change the module, that is either it's read, write or execute. So working with packages, that is apt, yum and dnf. Checking system logs, we do have something called as journal.ctl. So let me check whether I am able to get the journal.ctl or here now. So journal.ctl hyphen xu Nagios. So as you can see, all the Nagios user logs can be also be able to view from here as well. So these are the few commands that I have showed you, and during the entire course I will also be showing you multiple commands when we will be going through it. So is it clear up to this point, Sharad? This is very basic as well, but yes, to get started we need all these commands.
Yeah, some of the commands I'm familiar with, some of I'm not, but I'm making note also as we go.
Okay, great, very
So,
great. That's appreciated. Yes. So please make a note of the same. And
what was that command we recently learned? The last one we run. What was
uh,
that?
yeah, it's a journal.ctl.
Yeah. This one is process one, right?
Yes, so journal.ctl is like a log viewer command. So it's actually like a journal, right? Journal contains all kind of detailed information in a journal. So this journal control command contains all the information related to this user Nagios.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So let me check what I can show you before today's conclusion. Okay, so for today, before conclusion, let me show something about the service, because in Nagios Core we also need to create some manual service as well. So what I will do, I will create a simple script. The simple script is vi myscript.sh, right? And when we are writing a simple script, we always use a something called as shebang. So which, okay, so I will press I for insert mode. Okay, one moment. Uh, okay. So something called a shebang. So shebang is a pound sign and exclamation, and I will write the interpreter, that is bin bash. Now I will be writing a while loop. So such as while is the infinite loop, you can say while true, it will log. While true, it will log do something called as echo. Service is running. Service is running at dollar date. This is a simple command. I will just printing it, and I will be passing it to something called as var log and something myscript.log. So this is a, and I will be sleeping. I will add a sleep as well. Sleep 60 for sleep 60 seconds, and I will just write done. Now let me wq execute. Okay, ls. So here I will change the ownership to execute. So if I just do ls hyphen la, you can see that my script, right? So where is this? It doesn't have execute mode. So what I will do, I will do smart plus x, and I will just git my script. And if I do ls minus la, you will able to view that it has been assigned the execute to every user. So first one is the user, first second one is the group, and this is the others. So ugo we often say. So myscript.sh. Now if I just run it such as sh minus x myscript.sh, so as you can see, so service is running at June 22 9 37 ist. So it's been showing, and it also been generating and log under var log myscript.log, right? Var log myscript.log. Let me check whether it's created or not. Cd var log ls. So myscript.log, where it is, let us verify.
Right there.
Yes,
Fourth row from the second.
first row from the second, right? Okay.
Yeah, fourth row. Fourth row. Yeah, right there underneath.
Yeah, see, correct. So here, if I just do a cat, so as you can see, it's showing
So,
one log. But some service, we need to run it for a like a longer period of time. That time what you need to do, we need to create a system daemon file, right? So how to create that system daemon file? So let me show you. So for that you need to write vi etc systemd, then you need to go to system, then you can create a service such as myscript.service. So now here I need to define everything. In Linux, everything is a file. So first I need to define something called as a unit. So unit I can call here. Now I can give the description. So description I can give is like my custom script service. Now I can write after network dot target, means after the network is up and running, then run this service. Okay, network dot target. Now what I will do, I will define the service here. Now execution start. So when the execution will be started, what is the file? So execution is, I have in root, right? Root, I do have my script dot sh is the script name. Now restart always. So these are few of the blocks that we also need to remember always. I can add user. User can be root. Group can be also root. Next, I can create another block such as install, and I can wanted by means who can run this one. So I can write multi hyphen user dot target. So this is a simple content, right? There's nothing. There is a one unit. What is the service and what is the install? And wanted by multi-user dot target, as I say, that it ensures that it starts at during the boot time. So restart equals to always means it should auto restart if any crash happens. So execution start means where the script has been placed. It's just point towards the binary of the script, and user and group is all we know, right? So what is the user and what is the group? So I can do escape wq and quit. So yes, so this service has been created. Now let me what I do, systemctl daemon reload, right? It has been reload. Now I can what I can do, I can do systemctl enable my script dot service. So as you can see, it created a symbolic link. So there are two types of link, right? You know, soft link and hard link. So it creates a symbolic link that is to the multi-user dot target from this to this. A link has been created. Now what I will do, I will start the service. Systemctl start my script dot service. Now if I want to check the status, as you can see, this script is running, right? This is active and this is running. So what are the commands that are getting executed? So it's also been showing here. Now the thing is, let me do a tail hyphen f var log to myscript.log, right? Myscript.log. So let us check if there is any entry that is getting entered after 60 seconds. So let's wait for that. So this way we created a custom service. So when in other session, when we are going through the Nagios core, there we will learn something as the NAC flux, or maybe the PNP for Nagios. We might have to create a custom service for that, because some Nagios core components are written in the legacy service type. For their, it's the command is like that. It just starts the system from init.d, init daemon, right? So for there we might have to create some custom service. So here, so that's the point. So let's wait for 60 seconds and check whether it's getting run or not. So let's wait. execute my script.sh. Okay, so what I can do, I can, let's see, systemctl stop my script dot service. Change run system dual to reload units. Okay, because it, when I open it, daemon reload systemctl stop my script dot service. Now let me start it again. Okay, so the my script service again restarted. So let me go to cd use var and log. Now I will do cat my script dot log. My script. So as you can see, it's getting overwritten to 937.54, right? So what I can do here in this script, so let me do some change to my script. My script, okay, so let me go to cd, so vi my script.sh, and instead of doing overwritten to here, because I'm using one symbol, so I will do append. So let me run here and let me do systemctl daemon reload, maybe restart my script dot service. So as you can see here, when it's getting started, 9:38:54, 9:39:05. So these are the thing when it is showing that when the script is getting reloaded, right? So this way you can create custom services. So it's very basic thing actually. So yes, you can create those custom services by using the systemd commands. So anything here, Sharath?
Okay, yeah, I understood exactly like where you have to put those running script and status and restart services. But of course, the script writing is not something I'm very much familiar with. It's
Uh,
new to me, but
Yes, yes. So, why the question may arise what I why I have shown you the way I have shown you, because we need to multiple service in the future, because when
sure.
we are dealing with PNP for Nagios, maybe it's Nagviz, maybe it's Nendo utils, maybe because some of the things that Nagios core components are created are very outdated, not properly to the latest version, or may the community have stopped updating or patching those things. So
I
in
see.
that case, we might have to rewrite this type of services. So
I
that's why,
see.
yeah. So that's why I've shown you that how to create your own service. So
No,
it's
that's perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
yes. So it's nothing very complicated here. So what you can do, you can just do something like that. Cat etc system. So here just you need to mention that unit is an important thing, then service, and then install. Okay, so these are the component that you might have to keep in blocks, and this is the thing. So, so that's all. That's all. Okay. Okay, Sharath, I think that's all for today. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. Okay.